I am the CPS Punisher, and I stand before you today with a fierce urgency to address the dark realities surrounding Child Protective Services. I would like to let you know that Monday through Friday I host a roundtable show at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, which is in the United States time zones. I say this only because we have teamed up with some very amazing allies across the Atlantic Ocean. They are true spectacles of word warriors standing shoulder to shoulder with us day and night. Speaking out against the injustices they are facing on their soil, they back us up on ours. We are now a worldwide fighters alliance ready to confront these challenges together. We do have the guts for boots on the ground, but right now we are amplifying our voices. We are putting the almighty pen to paper to create a bill that we must get in front of those seeking office in Congress this November. We need people to assist us in getting these documents to their respective persons for review. Sure, we are talking and raising awareness, but now we must take decisive action. Our kids are waiting far too long to be put back in the homes of their true biological God-given parents.
In the shadows of the night we stand our ground. Whispers of the lost, their cries resound. The CPS Punisher with truth as our shield. We'll fight for the children, their wounds revealed. The system spinning tales, painted lies on the walls. A child, a minute lost, will you heed the calls? Herbert's guiding light, Vinny sharp insight. Together we shine, bringing truth into the light. No more silence, we raise our voice. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. No more silence, we raise our voice. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. Behind closed doors, the truth gets twisted. False claims and betrayal, so many lives enlisted. Those judges wear blindfolds and kangaroo courts, but we will uncover their heartless retorts. Families torn apart by insidious schemes. Mothers in anguish, drowning in dreams. With every step we take, we forge a new path. Education as our weapon, igniting their wrath. This is our country, our stories untold. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin. We're the warriors, standing strong, fighting for justice where we all belong. In a world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin.
Door open, open. Do not open door. All right. What's up, everybody? First and foremost, we are the warriors. That's right.
justice where we all
We all
belong. In a
belong.
world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin.
Hey, don't forget, if you guys
We're
want
the
these songs,
warriors,
you can
standing
email
strong,
us at
fighting for
cpsvhuntingjustice
justice where we all belong.
at
In a
gmail.com.
world that's lost its way, we won't let them win. Together we'll rise, let the healing begin.
Yeah, all right. Yes, sir. All right, everybody. CPS Punisher here, CPS Victims Hunting Justice. It is Monday night. Hopefully, you guys remembered that you set your clocks back an hour, because apparently I forgot. That's why I missed the show just a few minutes ago. I'm just kidding. I was late from work tonight. So I did miss that earlier. And I'll be honest, I'm very scared to talk to Tiff, but I'll have to do that in the morning, because hopefully she's not very angry with me. But I heard it was a good show. That was great. But now we're here for CPSV Hunting Justice. We've got the chats right there. So please, and also we are working on this week we will have call-ins. So that will be fun. We'll get to be able to do that. But please like, share, push the like button on here, hammer it, smash it, whatever. Put some comments down below. Make as much noise on this stuff on YouTube and everything as you possibly can to get the word out about our show, so we can get more notoriety and some more people watching. That all being said, let's bring out the La Man de la Mancha, Mr. Vanny.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, Vanny, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
Hey, thank you for earlier. I really appreciate that. You know what? You're the one that I can count on, man. I'm running late from work and everything, and boom, who do I call? Vanny, and Vanny's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
I have no problem helping out.
Or maybe I should thank the state of Maine for that.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Because
'cause
normally I would
you don't have
I
anything that
wouldn't be
you're
home till 8 o'clock.
right. You wouldn't have been able to cover that for me, but because you're in the situation you're in now, you can. So that's cool. You want to give how was how was everything? How was it? Was it good earlier? The show was good.
Oh, it was awesome. It was a good conversation. Again, I just want to iterate to those watching: it is election tomorrow. Get out there and vote for Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Trump.
Yeah. Yes, it is an election day tomorrow. Well, hopefully, hopefully we all know what we hope happens. So let's just pray tonight that it does.
I'm hoping it
Uh,
does. I'm praying and hoping, because we need these tables to turn. We really do.
Yeah, we don't need another.
We don't need another idiot as president.
Correct. Or a female idiot as president.
Yeah, for
Right.
that matter.
So, yeah. So, what are you guys? You guys up there on the side there? Who's everybody voting for? You guys want to?
We got Debbie, we got Gary.
We got Chris. We got Debbie.
Something on the damn ballot.
Yeah. If you guys are voting, put it up there. Put it in the comments who you guys are voting for. Let's see. Let's see how many votes we'll get out of this show.
Lynn said she's voting first.
Well, don't forget we got Dennis Ball in there, guys. Don't forget Dennis Ball. Write him in tomorrow.
Lynn made me choke. She's over here saying she's going to put herself on the ballot.
Well, I mean, that's fine. You have the right to do that, But don't forget Dennis Ball, people. Balls to the wall, baby. I wonder if we can get him on here right now.
Evening, Chris.
I wonder if we can get Dennis Ball to come in right now and talk to us.
That'd be awesome.
He said the last time we had him on here that it blew up his phone.
Well, hopefully we can get him on here. It'd be good to hear.
Because he said that it was because of us that his phone blew up that time. We had him on for the interview. There we go. Let's put this. You know what? We're gonna do this because we here he is right there. Let's take a listen to his interview.
Absolutely.
Let's see what Mr. Ball. I'm gonna see if I can't get him on the phone here. See if we could get him into. Why is that?
Yeah, Carrie said, "Did you watch the video she sent you on Phil Drake?"
I have not. Is it something that we should watch in public, Carrie? That just showed up there. Okay, good. So share entire screen. But that's really weird. That's what's showing up there in the Chrome tabs. Oh, there it is. Perfect. There it is. All right, perfect. Let's hear a little Dennis Ball interview.
A new national poll shows 3 in 10 voters don't want either Joe Biden or Donald Trump to be president. That would seem to open up the field for third-party candidates. But that's easier said than done, especially in Florida. I'm Tom Flanagan. The third-party presidential candidate now getting the most national attention is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but he's by no means the only hopeful not connected to either the Democratic or Republican parties. Another candidate vying for the nation's top job is Dennis Andrew Ball.
I am a man of God, and I believe God wants me to do this every day. He said, go the distance. Do what you need to do to get your name out there. Do what you need to do to get the party's name out there. Why? Because if you're not fighting for your family, who are you working for?
Ball calls his party the American Party of America. Its platform includes lower taxes and smaller government, especially the part of government he says specializes in separating children from their parents and locking up seniors in nursing homes.
Once the courts get a hold of you, whether it's the criminal court or the civil court or even the probate court and family court, your life more than likely will be turned upside down. Shaken down also for your money and property, and possibly even separated from your own children.
But Ball can't hope to attract voters unless he can get on the ballot. He says that's especially hard in Florida.
Florida is a very partisan state. You have Democrats and Republicans. Anybody who's going to be anybody in this state has got to get registered with the Secretary of State.
Leon County Election Supervisor Mark Early admits that registration process is a heavy lift.
By noon on July 15th of 2024, you have to submit at least 145,040 signed petitions to the supervisors of elections from across the state, and you would have to submit them to the supervisor within which that voter resided. And you would also then by August 24th have to submit 30 electors of your minor party who are registered voters in Florida to the Department of State to be your electoral college votes.
Political scientist Lana Atkinson, director of the Leroy Collins Institute at Florida State University, thinks candidate Ball may be onto something in thinking the whole process is tilted in favor of the major parties.
Both Democrats and Republicans are probably favorable towards rules that limit access. Neither party wants a third candidate to pill off those few votes that might make the difference in any election outcome.
But Supervisor Early feels a fairly high qualifications bar is necessary to separate serious candidates from those who just want to see their name on the ballot. And he notes the major party candidates face some pretty stiff qualifiers of their own.
Regular party affiliation candidates have to go through a massive primary system unless you're already the incumbent, in which case you've already had to go through that whole primary process, for president with all the Super Tuesdays and all that kind of thing. So the party candidates have to go through probably bigger hurdles than just collecting 145,000 names to get on the ballot.
While some third-party candidates do make the ballot, no third-party presidential candidates have ever come anywhere near the White House. The closest was Teddy Roosevelt, who in 1912 bested the Republican candidate and took about 27% of the vote with his Bull Moose Party. Political scientist Lana Atkinson says America's political system just isn't set up for that kind of competition.
Third parties really work well, and fourth parties and fifth parties work really well in parliamentary systems because of that proportional vote. Whatever proportion you get overall, you get the same number of seats. But here it's district based, so winner take all. The winner of the districts gets all the representation.
Which is small consolation for folks like Dennis Andrew Ball.
It is not like, magic to wave a wand to get your name on a ballot or even registered with the state of Florida. They all know this. And so it makes it even doubly hard when you're an independent to get your name out there in the political arena.
The last we heard, Ball had filed his paperwork with the Secretary of State's office, and then he filed a lawsuit at the federal courthouse down the street objecting to Florida's ballot qualification requirements. For WFSU News, I'm Tom Flanagan.
Yeah, so there he is, guys. He's yeah, Dennis Ball. We've had him on the show before. He's freaking awesome. I did it. You know what? I made a song for him and everything. Watch this. I'll play this song for you that I made for him.
So Carrie said that that person is running against CPS.
Yeah, he hates CPS. I'm gonna try to get him on the phone here. See if we can't get him. See if we can't get him to come on the show. Not come on the show, but at least do a radio. And hey, Danielle's in the back. You can pop her out if you want.
Yep, I can do that.
All right. Yeah,
Good
I'm gonna get
evening,
on.
Ms. Danielle.
Hey.
Hello, Danielle.
Hello. Hey.
I'm gonna
How are you?
see if I can get him. We're good. We're doing good.
Good. I just hope nobody comes barging in the room here. Whoops.
No privacy. No privacy.
Right? It's like,
Oh my
jeez.
God.
No peeking. No peeking.
No, so everybody doing good, ready for the election and tomorrow.
Yeah, we were just talking about Dennis Ball. I think I have a song right here. Where is it? Stand for the choice. Tiff the Punisher. School.
She's Carrie's talking about that link she sent you is someone that's running that hates CPS.
Yeah, that's him, Dennis Ball.
Oh, he hates CPS? Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
a good
does. Yeah. He
And
despises.
is he? That's awesome. That's a good
Oh
thing.
yeah, here's the tune that I made for him right here.
Because they're getting away with so much stuff. I mean, it's.
They're stealing kids.
And it's getting worse. The numbers.
Oh, we like this.
Nation built on hard work and grace, paid homage to God, family, and place. The Revolutionary War, a fight to be seen, where unity and strength made us keen. We long for a leader, bold and true, to bring back values we once knew. Dennis Ball, the man we cheer, near America's vision, crystal clear, bringing back what we hold dear. Dennis Ball, the pathway near. 24, a nation adrift from the values we used to uplift. The Washington swamp needs a clear out, a man like Ball to remove the doubt, instilling the values of the past, ensuring they forever last. Dennis Ball, the man
that's
we
what
cheer,
I did for him.
making America's vision
Use it as
crystal clear, bringing back what we hold dear.
He's pretty cool. It's cool stuff, man. He actually did a. Carrie, you don't remember he did that race with us, but yeah, I mean, why is not any of these candidates so smart enough to say, oh, they have to go out there to say that they hate CPS or they want to do that, and they would win the election against them. Any candidate that went out there and voiced out against CPS would have no problem taking their seat.
Right.
Agree? Disagree?
I agree.
I agree. I mean, there's
millions.
And there's and the crazy, like, what's crazy is like the average person that has not either does not know someone or is not going through it themselves, they don't, and you'd be surprised at how many people do not realize how corrupt CPS is, and they're learning. I mean, I've spoke to a gentleman the other day, and he just could not. I mean, he said it's been messed up. Family court says when I showed him like my news story and then like some of the podcasts and stuff, he was like, "Wow, Danielle, I didn't realize like it was that deep." Like he's like, "Wow, it's gotten," because they don't show this stuff on the news or anything. They don't talk about it. It's like it's brushed underneath the rug, and it's. Like
there's a reason for that, and the reason for that is they keep it out of the media because the media is the one covering all the corruption.
Right, and then when it comes to the news, I wouldn't even like depend on the news because like I did, and I thought that I was going to get somewhere with that, and it didn't really. I mean, I found out that they traffic our kids by sending them out of state for placement for when they bring. And they get more money when they bring kids from out of state in our care. And like they sent my son to Texas, and I'm in Georgia, and he's out in Texas and he's getting, that's where because they said there was no local placements here. When I'm right here, there's family here in Georgia, but yet they brought these kids from out of state, and that's what they talked about on the news. That was the whole story. And they get more funding from that when they bring out of state kids. When there's, I mean, it's crazy, but would that not put a family more into a poverty level, maybe? Cause more of a, if they're already having a financial burden as it is, or hardship, would you not think that would make it harder for them? Think, like in my case, my son's 4 states away.
Texas to visit.
Right. And they're not, and they even said in court that, are they gonna help me get out there? No.
Well, they're supposed to. Now they are supposed to
that's
pay you or either, I think it's a reimbursement, but they are supposed to pay for your travels to your child. I think up to 100 miles or maybe 100 miles or more. I'm not sure exactly how it is there, but I know that there is that they're supposed to supposed to pay you. They're supposed to pay for everything. Everything that goes on with this, every service that they require, every change that they ask you to make in your home, everything Title IV funding is supposed to cover, and they don't cover jack shit.
And it's funny you say that about Title IV, because I opened up child support on myself in 2017. I started paying it in 2018, and the reason why was I was in a program, a drug court program, in the same county that my case is in, but CPS wasn't involved even then at that time. My mom was alive. And they made me open up child support on myself to graduate the program. So I ended up having to do that right there because otherwise I wouldn't be able to graduate. So I did, and that's caused a whole nother mess. But I have been paying on it since 2018, and they can't. I have my kids. They canceled my son's child support because of Title 4D funding, and they said since he's been receiving Social Security funds, that's like a child support payment. That's considered child support payment. I said, well, why didn't y'all cancel? Yeah, and that's what I'm like. But I was even behind, and this is where I did the test run. I was even behind $11,000, and it's gone. But yet you couldn't cancel my daughter's. Like, wait a minute, if that's the case, then she's in the same boat as my son. But she's not in foster care, and she's getting the funds. So, and that's where, I mean, it's all messed up. I mean, but yet these not custodial parents or the other parties can alienate us from the kids. I mean, like I've even did parenting class through it wasn't even through like the whole, everything with my son. This was with my daughter, because I was trying to get, like, it was in Georgia, it's called access and visitation. So it's supposed to help you with getting closer to your child while you're making, like, and you can make your payments, like catch up on your child support, but it's trying to mediate between you and the other parent, or the other part, the custodial parent or whatnot. And my aunt, you know what my aunt told the lady, I did parenting class, I finished it and everything. And she said she wanted nothing to do with me. My aunt wanted nothing to do with me, and she was going to take no part in that program, when child support's the one that referred me to it. So, and I did it, but yet I'm still, I lose my license and everything. I don't get it. Like, she's not wanting to cooperate at all, which that's totally isolating me. And there's got to be some fine line, right, that draws the line with that, when I'm referred by the agency themselves. And I did it. And I told him it's not gonna, I said, but then
it's not conducive to my travel. It's not conducive to my plan to to be with my kid, to visit with my kid. This just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And it's, and
it doesn't matter.
Right. And it's like, but yet they still want to suspend my license for the errors, when then come to find out now, supposedly I lost my rights in 2011, which never happened. But that's what I'm saying. There's so much like bad stuff with this case, each one of my kids' cases. It's all been stirred up since my mother's passing, because everything's been fine until my mother passed away. And now they never had if they had permanent custody this whole time, I would have never had to child support would have never been opened up by me. You know, I would have never I wouldn't even been involved in my son's life as I have been, and that's where my aunt don't realize that each case is almost the same. It's just they're on 3 different pieces of paper because it's 3 different guardians. So
Right.
there was never permanent, or custody and guardianship are 2 totally different ball games. And it's that my son's was guardianship, but then they're saying my daughter's was custody, and that's a lie because the dates don't even match up. So that's where I'm fixing to get down into that, because now my girls, I have a case with my girls now. Now the guardian ad litem and stuff is involved after over a decade, because CPS was never involved in 2011. We did it on our own, and that's how crazy these. So I'm going after the judge. I'm going to file a complaint against the judge. Mm-hmm.
So you asked that's for help. You asked them for help. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just to try, because they told me. I said, well, how is it that it's fair, that's right, that I can't even see my kid, and I've tried every which way. And I said, you expect me just to do when she's not even cooperating, but yet you cancel my son's child support. My son needs it more than my kid, and both of them are, my daughter's going to she'll be an adult, but the money is not, I mean, she'll tell you, my daughter will tell you straight up she don't need the money, but she's also not special needs either. And my aunt told DFCS that she is special needs. So she's not. So
right. She's what, 16, right?
She's my youngest is 16 and the other one's 17. So, but this is about the 17-year-old, because the 16-year-old, you might as well just say that one, she's around, but she's she's quiet. She's not been ever on the radar as far as my aunt doing this. That's on the radar. Like, she made sure as soon as my mom died, like, she was right there. I knew there could be a chance it could have happened if my mother was to pass and all this, and I would have never expected it to be taken out like this, like with my son being done this way, because I asked them for help over a decade ago, and they stepped up and did it to keep them out of the state's hands. And now look at what she did to my son. I don't get that. How can I thought if I'm being accused of abuse and neglect or whatever the allegations are, which I have no idea, why didn't they take all 3 of my kids? I have 3 kids, not 1. But they didn't even remove him from my care. None of my kids. I've never lost none of my kids. Never. So it's coming. I'm just waiting on my son to come home. That's all. I'm just waiting on them to get if anything, I will go out there and get him myself, because I'm not tired of waiting on them.
Like Tiff said on the other show, he's 19. What are we waiting for here?
Right. And they kind of find out it's been voluntary since he turned, especially since he's 19. Now 18, it was kind of iffy. But me doing my research and learning, because I'm doing this on my own, it's like, and there was no room for error with them, and they knew I knew some things, but I didn't know some things. But how they ran it as an adult, since he's an adult, they treated it like it was a minor's case. You get, like, he was still under the age of 18, and I don't know how the process works, like when they go to approve these kinship homes or whatever. But like, my aunt and uncle had to go through the whole the drug test, everything, and the home assessment. But what should have took only 60 days took over. Now we're going on, and they're done with everything. Like, they cooperated with everything and did it. My aunt has been, she's been the one that helped me. She's been so involved. Like, she's had to stay on them, and now they don't even talk to her. Like, they're treating her and my uncle the same way they've treated me. And wow. So that's how that, and they have no record. My aunt and uncle are like, everything's clear with them. Like, everything. I mean, the
toilet paper is clean, right?
Oh yeah, and I mean, and there's nothing, and it's like, now they just I just don't even know what to say now about it all, because it's just
it's called very unconstitutional,
right? And then with the whole Texas thing, now you want to say Texas is involved? Come on, guys, wait a minute here. Wait, now who's got jurisdiction over him? Nobody, because he's an adult. Well, who's housing him? Who has because my son did appoint me as his person. As an adult, he wanted me to be the person that spoke for him, because he don't have really a guardian ad litem or anything anymore. Because Because you know how I figured that out was because when my
So
lawyer
he gave you his power of attorney. You pretty
uh,
much have your son's power of attorney.
it's pretty much that it's on the CPS or their paperwork because he can tell them who he wants to speak for him when he's an adult, like who he wants to like. He gets a like when I guess when you're in foster care, or see because I still am trying to figure out. This all came about me just not too long ago. I'm just finding this out because they never told me nothing. They've been keeping me away from these monthly meetings and everything. That's how they'll tell me at the last minute, oh, I'm going to send you the link. And then they never do. So I look stupid by the time I've got all this stuff through messages and everything where they tell me, oh yeah, we'll send you the link. I'm surprised they haven't sent it to you yet to have his monthly, monthly meetings of how he's been doing. And
right.
I haven't been including that in over a year. So, but now my son, they are profiting. They are banking off my son right now. That is why they're lollygagging along, taking their time. And I'm so ready to put a fire in these people because they're banking off my son. They are it is all based on money right now. Like they are milking him. They are getting that money because the caseworkers that were calling us before back, like real, they don't even have nothing to do with us now. Like it's like, oh yeah, y'all are. So my son is literally like in limbo is how it feels because now they're telling me
it really is because no one knows what you're doing with him.
Right, and I called the facility, but I still haven't received a call back from a day and a half ago, and when I called them, they acted like, oh shit, here she is. Oh no, and because they know when I call something's up, like, and finally I spoke to the lady that I've been leaving messages for over a year, and I'm like, well, what's the last of me talking to you? Hi, how you doing? Like, I mean, they created problems that they could have prevented, and it's not gonna be nice when it gets presented in front of the federal court. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit here and let this go. My son's a trooper. He's a lot better. He's a lot stronger than I am because I'm telling you. But he's been through a lot of stuff, and it's on video on these visits. I promise you.
Yeah, and hopefully that will work out that way.
Yeah, because these facilities, no kid needs to go through this stuff in these facilities. I mean, they've even gotten worse with my son over the last couple of weeks. Like they're telling me they've changed the routine. My son tonight, when I called him, has never talked to me or ever just acted like I don't even know. But and it hurt. It did. I promise you, it hurt. And he just like set the phone down and walked away like, screw you, mom, like that's the first time ever. Me and my son are like this, even though he is 4 states away and he knows. But so it makes me wonder, what are they telling him? What are they doing to him? Has he it's what's going on.
Do you see signs of him? Do you see signs of him withdrawing from you relationship wise?
Yeah, I do.
Do you feel like you and him have separated your relationship?
Lately, yes, because of. I know it's something going on there because it's never been like that. He still gets it's like there's somebody on the other side just taunting him while he's on the phone with me or on the video visits with me, and you can tell.
Right, like he's very cautious with what he says. Like he's like someone standing there watching and listening. Yeah,
like he's gonna be punished if he smiles at me or if he. And that's why I think he walked away, and that's fine. I understand. I know my son. I do. And he's autistic. He shows emotion when he wants to. And I'm telling you, I can feel him. And I know, like tonight on the phone, I know somebody was, because I even stayed on the phone on hold. Like I put it on mute, and you can just hear the stuff in the background going on, and it's just, and I mean, you got to think when this boy when he first went out there at this place, I got the videos. You can hear the screams and the kids in the background saying "F you, bitch," and my son's never been in a place like this. He comes from a loving home, and then you could hear the workers themselves saying, "Alex, are you easy money, Alex? You easy money for us, Alex?" And I have that recording. So tell me right there if that's not them thanking off our. And then when they figured out that I had that, and you can hear the lady on the video herself. Oh shit, you're on the phone. Are you on the visit, Alex? Oops. like, why would you joke with a child like that? Like easy money.
Right.
And now they got my son calling himself Albeezy. If you look up this rapper's the material, like the stuff OMG, it is so it's disgusting.
Who is it? Albeezy?
Albeezy. My son, when you ask him his name is Albeezy, he says. I'm like, no. And I looked up this name, Albeezy, and it's a rapper, and oh my god, the P word with a woman and that, and oh my, it's not stuff that my son listens to. Stuff like I Can Only Mercy Me, Big Daddy Weave, and he prays. He likes his Christian music, Mercy Me, and I Can Only Imagine his favorite song. I mean, but that stuff, oh my gosh, I hope to God they're not. I mean, he likes country music, Luke Combs, Cole Swindell. I mean, that's his. But this Albeezy character, wow. Like if that's what they're Albeezy, yeah, and it's like I don't know if he's mixed or what, but his music is what gets me. I mean, I didn't even listen to it. Just the look of it, the covers of his albums. Oh my god.
Let's see what Albeezy's about here.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Like it's something that in a place like where my son is should not be even saying that name around that. So God forbid if they're letting him listen, if they're listening. So, and then this is a facility that's had.
This song is called Panty Water.
Yes.
Of course, obviously.
Girl, you got me doing things I never did. Sweeping up and cleaning out the crib. Give your money and the keys the way I live. You see, I don't know what it is. Panty water, love it when you bend right over. That good pum pum neobia.
Oh, obviously
Panty water, girl, you a take me over. That good pum pum neobia. Panty water, love it when you bend right over. That good pum pum neobia. Panty water, girl, you a take me over. That good pum pum.
What was the words? Something panty water.
Something about boom boom bend you over.
See, and it gets. Oh my god! And I never even heard. But you see how the visual right there, like, okay, if this is kids.
Listen, any teenage boy would love to be watching that video.
Right, and but a child that's under 18, I can understand 18 and older, yeah. But my son was a minor.
What is at home that like what the hell is what are they letting kids like that listen to that for?
Right, and then you wonder why there's been this facility like has had sexual abuse lawsuits against them. I mean, they have pending lawsuits now. I mean, but when the Senate had their investigation or whatever, they didn't want to play like they had no wrong. But I have the footage that can prove that they are because they've denied everything, and they said that they should be paid for going through the what was it? Oh god, what'd they say? Tell New York. Something about they should be paid by the tax dollars because of going through the accusations, and they don't do that. And and having a babysitter, the kids, and I don't even know. I was like, how it's all a profit to them. Oh, look, we're all about the kids. They're not about them kids. No.
Yeah, they're about the kids, all right.
And I hate to say like this because I have seen some of these kids that are in there because where my son's at, the kids mostly are in their teenage years, and then most of them are nonverbal, but they are behavioral, like they have behavioral issues. But I'm going to tell you, these kids would be great if they just had that love from a parent. That's all they need. And these are kids that their parents just totally gave up on them. And when I tell you gave up on them, just threw them to the state and said, "Here, have them." And it hurt. It kills me when I call, and these kids will try to answer the phone and want to talk to me, and I'm like, and then my son's like, "Mom, I'm going to bring him. I'm going to put him in my pocket and bring him home with me." I'm like, "Well, bring him. Come on, I'm ready." Because I'll take. I mean, it hurts. It hurts bad. Like just to see their face light up.
These kids didn't ask for this shit.
No, they deserve to have a chance at life too. I mean, that's what I don't understand. If these parents don't want these children, then go do some jail time or something. Go sit your go on now. Because that's neglect. That is abuse and neglect. I would say.
1,000%.
yeah, if you're going to bring a child in this world, you need to take care of it. And, you know, I know I've done my wrong, but people can change, and I made those changes. And I also thought for the well-being and the safety of my children, because I could not provide for them at the time a life that they deserved to be children. They did not deserve to have to be drug around here and there. I mean, I went to prison, you know, and if my family could offer that for them, why not put them somewhere where they can have the security and stability that I couldn't give them? And what if in the future I couldn't give them to them as well? But I will be in their life, and that's what I had to think about. Now, it got held over my head by my family, which is fine. But as long as my kids had that, my kids, I will say that they did. I do have to say that they are very well taken care of. I can say that. That is the one good thing out of all this with my family, is they did get the life that I asked for them and that they deserved. Whether or not, you know, what goes on between us, the adults, the guardians, and me, that's, as long as the kids were happy, I mean, we should all be happy. And that's what my nanny and my mother were worried about. Like I don't even know why me and my aunt and my cousin had beef. I couldn't tell you even why. I don't even know when it started. Because
well, that's the same thing that happened with us, you know, with our cousin and stuff. It was just crazy. Like, where did everything turn left?
Right.
When did you guys decide to hate us instead of,
and you know what's crazy is I did find out with this whole guardian thing, and it kind of could. Now this is where I knew, and the judge told me they could at any time go apply for permanent custody, and if they can prove that we abandoned our kids, the kids, if they're with that kin person, or if they're with say my aunt had my daughter, if she could prove for 6 whole months that I abandoned my child, she can file for permanent custody.
Well, that's what they do, is they force you, they take away your visits, they force you to not see your kid. Like that's what scares me the most about Vinny, is because that's what they did with me. They stopped my visits, and then they charged me with abandonment. And the same stuff.
They did that? Oh wow! Because see, well, was it CPS that did it, or your family that did it, or your whoever has?
My family had CPS. The courts ruled me that I abandoned.
See, because the courts, and that's where with our cases, we were in the same boat. Like y'all's are like mine in a way, but CPS was not involved. It was just my family, but my family had the say over if I could, the judge left it up to us to decide what to do, to let me visit. And then my aunt took it upon herself just to be just to pretty much isolate her from me, like keep me from her. Well, and then that was her excuse, but it never got put in the courts or nothing. And that's the big thing. Like my aunt's the one, they're the ones that took the visits and stuff away from me, like out of the blue. And I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. And my cousin was the same way with my daughter, but I never, not once, lost my rights until I found out after my mom died that all of a sudden there's permanent custody paperwork, and my aunt and my cousin had permanent custody. Can you hear me? Sorry, my stuff's freezing up.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but yeah. So and the dates don't even match up to the original guardianship date when the guardianship was done in 2011. This paperwork was made up after my mom died. So there's been a lot of stuff going on after my mother's passing and that it's messed up, because CPS DFACS has never been involved ever over the last decade. And so why include yourself now? And they stuck their nose in something that they can't get out of, because they could have prevented foster care. But yeah, in your situation, I don't see why was CPS ever involved if your family has your kid? Like why?
Well, they put our daughter with our family. They didn't at first. They put her in a foster care home.
Oh, see, that's what
kids that witnessed their parents being murdered and all of that stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Oh wow!
Way to put her into a worse situation. She was fine here. But then my cousins ended up taking her. Then hell went to handbasket somehow in some way. I don't know what happened.
Wow.
And,
wow.
From that point forward, and that was like my only family, and we were best friends. Something happened that made them not communicate with us anymore, and now here we are.
Yeah, because I would even show a video like on here of me visiting my son, because my son, I mean, I already got him recorded, giving me permission. As long as he's an adult, he told me, he said, "Mama, make me famous." That's what he said. I said, "Okay, look, okay."
That's funny.
Yeah, and I'm okay. I mean, I will. And because in these visits, the dog just opened my door. Whoops. But he's telling someone to leave him the hell alone. And you could see that you don't see the person, but it's like they're intimidating him behind the tablet.
Right.
But you
doing all
can just
kinds of funky little dancing and things like that.
Yes, and but you can see the fear in his eyes and the insecure, and then he gets close to this. He tries to get like, "Mom, get me, Mom, help me, Mom," and But now he's gotten to where now he sticks up for himself, and I'm proud of him, because he don't take no crap.
Good.
Nope. Oh no, he don't. Oh no, they don't mess with him no more. Oh no. Look, I told him, I said he has.
That's the one thing you'll get out of him.
He has every. I contacted the ADA, an ADA advocate, because that's another thing.
Right.
That's a rough.
Yeah.
That's my littlest one.
Is it? My youngest one, man, she's. The last time I seen her, she was 15 months old, and that's how sheltered I've been from my girls. My son, I can tell you, he was even at my drug court graduation. Like, he got there's a picture of me and him at the courthouse with my family, with this chief superior court judge when I graduated. And my aunt told DFCS that I abandoned my son 10 years ago. How is that?
She's in the outfit that I bought her.
Oh, she's cute. She's pretty. Is that your youngest one?
Yeah.
Rasta.
What's
up, Herbert?
Hey, Herbert. What's
Hi.
up?
How are you guys? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you. You ready for y'all ready for this election? I can't vote. I can't vote till
You're
next
a felon,
year.
right?
Yeah, well, I'll be able to the new laws or whatever. I'll be able to vote once I'm off the probation, which I'll be off in like 6 months, and I'll be able to vote. But that would be the first time ever I've voted. So I've never voted, never.
Well, hopefully there'll be another election.
Right. I've never unless maybe to make myself feel good, I'll go to like the local and vote for like the local thing that goes on the next whatever. Like when we do the city people or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I've never, I can put my input in. I could say, go Trump, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I can't go up to.
Oh, don't forget Dennis Ball. Dennis Ball, you guys can write him in there.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Dennis, is that he's the one that, is he running? Is he actually running?
Yeah, no, he's definitely running. He was on, yeah.
Oh,
let me see. You know what?
I didn't know that. I didn't know he was running. Oh, wow. What do y'all think about, like, the other ones that are running? Like, who is it? The Kennedy one? And I didn't know there was...
Oh, no, I went all Republican.
Yeah, because I know what's her face? The female, she's trying to get all these celebrities to endorse her, which is crazy. Like, what? No. Like, no. Trump didn't have to do that. Like, it's crazy.
Carrie said you're not alone. She can't either. It's just. Oh, who? Carrie said what? Oh, she can't. Stay with me, Danielle. You are not alone.
Oh. Well, at least I'm not by myself anymore. That's good to know. So what's up, Herbert? Have you been doing anything good, new?
Nothing new in terms of the CPS stuff. I look at different stuff and talk to different people about things and stuff, and nothing's new. But I've been trying to listen to both sides of the candidates, and nobody's talking about anything about the children.
Right. And
about thinking of the children or trying to get the children back. I'm not hearing either party.
I think Trump, I know he mentioned it, but I don't know if Vinny, what was Tiff saying earlier about Trump and the CPS deal about parents are going to be able to have their rights back.
Yeah, he's gonna make it so
my case is very messed up, y'all.
They can no longer violate our rights as parents.
Yeah, because I mean, well, what I don't understand is how are these county, like, you got I know you got the U.S. Constitution, then you got the state's Constitution, but they don't even go by the state's Constitution, these courts. They go by their own statutes and codes, whatever they want to throw in there, because never in my life I mean, everything with my case is just, it's a joke. Like, my case would go in the bloopers, like, it would be the how-to for dummies or something, because it is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, Richard was just telling me today that Maine actually ratified one of their statutes because it didn't coincide with constitutional rights. So they are trying to fix that problem.
So you know, it's funny you say that, because remember how I mentioned that Latin term nunc pro tunc, now before then, and that's kind of like trying to them to either put it's like, that's kind of like saying slapping them on the hand and you know, then fixing the problem and putting something in there that's not true. You know, like something from this time is going to be backtracked and put in a past time. That's not fair. When it was never done to begin with, when really all that's supposed to be is, but the thing is, these parents are not stepping up and fighting it. They're giving in, and that's where the big, if more parents would be a lot stronger and give themselves a lot more credibility than what they have now, because I'm telling you, but I have to be understanding of that too. I was in that position until I said, screw it. I'm not putting up with I mean, I had to grow up hair, you know, I had to get some balls, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally.
See, that's where I can say I actually differ from you, because the whole time when they were emailing from the start, I was citing my constitutional rights to these people.
See, I didn't know. I had lost my mom, and then my brother, and then my son gets done like this, and then I'm being thrown through the ring. And I've never had to deal with anything like this. And then I had a court-appointed attorney that, wow. Because I didn't even, like, just put it this way, when I had my disposition and my adjudication hearing, I was incarcerated. I was in the holding cell in the bottom of the courthouse. Never stepped foot in the courtroom, but I stayed down in that cold dang cell because they had me locked up because I violated probation because I left the state to go get my brother because there was a natural disaster, a hurricane coming, and he was down there by himself in Florida. Like, I had to get my brother back home with me because he's my responsibility. That's like my child. He's disabled.
How did they know you left the state?
My aunt told him. She called him. The aunt that did all this, she made sure to call. That's what I'm saying. That's how. Oh yeah.
What if you didn't tell your aunt you were leaving the state?
Then I would have. Then there's no telling what. But I never told her anyways. I don't even know how she knew. That's how much. I mean, that's why now I don't keep nothing private about my life. Screw it. Because I mean, they know so much. Well, let's just put it all out there because I have nothing to hide. I really don't. But that's what's going to prove in court. Like when the time comes. That I do get my chance with my girls or even the whole world to prove myself. Because right now I'm really like a statistic because I am a felon. Now I'm going through this and you know, they made me out to be this junkie that I'm like, people change, you know, but it's okay because I ain't got.
Okay. Your aunt said you left the state
to go get my brother.
Did somebody check to see if you really left the state?
They asked me, and I told them the truth because they knew my brother was in Florida. So and when they seen him here with me, they knew that I had got him. But I'm not gonna lie. If they ask me, I'll tell the truth. But I didn't. Well, but by my terms, I didn't have the timing because the hurricane was out of the blue and it was coming, and I had like 17 hours to get down there, get him, and get back. Like, they were evacuating Florida, so time, and it was the weekend, I couldn't get a travel pass, but my brother's safety and security was more important than my probation at the time. I'm sorry, I can't just wait on them to call me back when they know he's my responsibility. So why but they still, because sometimes these probation officers don't care either. They'll just put a warrant out for you real quick without no explanation. But still, at the end of the day, I still had a responsibility that I was supposed to contact them, and that's where I failed. I did not. Not even when I was on the way down there, because I freaked out. I didn't even let them know until I went to jail. When I was
so when
in
you
jail.
when you came back with your brother, that's when they went after you?
Yes. No. Yeah. They had already had the warrant out for me. Okay. They had already had the warrant out for me then. So.
All right. So your aunt is the one that gave you up. That's what it was.
Yeah, which I knew she would. I kind of figured she would, because that's the thing. Like, anybody, like with this aunt, I don't know why, this family member, I don't know. That's why I don't know where it went sideways or did a U-turn. I don't know, because she would do something like that. I mean, come on, my nanny, when my nanny was dying, and I went to go see her, she called the cops on me because I was going to see say my goodbyes to my grandma. And that's how crazy that woman is, That's how, but she must have like a mommy complex, or like it's something about my daughter. She don't want me close to my daughter for nothing. She don't want me to have that connection with my daughter. And I don't know why. I mean, this is, and I mean, why would you manipulate someone? I mean, even when my mother passed away, she made sure to get my mom's phone. And I begged my dad to please get that phone back. She's going to do anything. And she went through all the messages between me and my mother. That's something nobody has any right nobody. That was none of my mom. There was things I told my mom that's none of her business. That's my mom. You don't see me going in between her and her daughter, going through their messages. And she went through every dang one of them. What gives, I mean, that right there is just as low as somebody can go. Like, what is your intentions? You threw my son away. What more do you want? What more do you want to cause? Like, what are you getting out of this? Because you're not getting anything. You're just a stupid person. That's all you are. But stupid people, when it comes to things like this, are actually very bad for something that's dealing with the court system. Because their stupid behavior can be, just because they're acting out, it actually affects a lot more areas than just, you know what I'm saying? Because I was listening to something about, they were talking about stupid people, the ones that are the stupidity, and compared to someone that knows what's going on and knows what to do, and that person's actually it has a very bad impact on the whole scenario, like the whole situation. And why would someone do this to a child? I'll never know. Someone that that in front of the courts swore to keep the child out of the state's hands, and she takes, not my daughter, not the one she promised she would keep out of the state, but my son. What gives her the right to take my son in general when I was there to pick up my son? I was going to get my son. That was my responsibility. I'm his mother, and my mom said, it was each agreement with the guardian and me, and then my mom and my daughters. It was that she had no right being involved with my son at all, and And then when CPS got involved, it took them to almost 2 months to find me. While I'm trying to find my son, and nobody could tell me nothing. When come to find out, DFCS placed him with that aunt that put him in foster care, because she made it sound like he's like a. And then I just found out that she made him. They did a protective removal supposedly on my son, because supposedly my son was a danger to my aunt. She felt unsafe, which is that's all a crock of crap, because she says the same thing about me, and I haven't even been over to her. I won't even, I will not. She threatens me with the cops all the time. I'm not even entertaining that activity. I don't even need that kind of drama. It's childish. I mean, whatever. But she had no right making my son out to be like he was an abusive aggressor and stuff, because even the guardian ad litem just just not last month just said that my son, he's like, well, they said that Alex was this way, and he's not. He's a sweetheart. He don't act that way, and he shows. And I'm like, he's not. Like, my son is not a. He's verbal. He talks. He drove cars. I mean, the boy. But I can show you a picture when he first got put into foster care where he's hollow. He's pale. And then when I got to see him for the first time, the first and last time that I got to see him and hug him, you can tell that day he was starting to be himself again. Like, his person, when he got to see me after being in their care for 2 months and not knowing nothing, because he was stripped from imagine what the boy went through. He was stripped from his family and told nothing. His Meemaw passed away. He was told nothing. His mama, where's she at? Where's my mom? Where's his papa? Where's his family? Because he was out there by himself, and that's what she done to him. Like, what? Who in there? That's some cold-hearted stuff, man. That's cold-hearted, if you ask me. That right there. I mean, the boy lost his Meemaw, and then I have to see my son drug out of the house saying, help, when I'm just showing up to be with my family, and I'm left speechless. You know what I mean? Like, what am I? And then I get told that they were calling the cops and getting a warrant out for me when I just showed up to be with my family for my mother's death. I don't get it. But my son, sorry, somebody keeps calling me, and it's upsetting me, and they keep calling me back to back, and that's annoying. But my son was traumatized. He was traumatized terribly. And does my thing keep cutting out? Like, is it cutting out when I'm talking? Because somebody, see, if I have to click, okay, I'm sorry if I have to click over, because somebody keeps calling me back to back to back, and I'm just
I think we're about out of time anyway.
Okay. Because but when it comes to these people, the ones that if somebody has something out for you, and it's pretty low, that they have to take it out on your kids when they could easily just. And that's kind of what happened. That's, I guess, what happened in my situation. I didn't.
Why are they victimizing the kids? Why are they turning these kids that are supposed to be in danger into victims?
Exactly. And well, they turned with my son, right? Well, my son, she turned herself into a victim with my son. She turned him as when he was the victim, really. But she made it look like she was the victim, and they removed a protective removal of my son immediately because of imminent danger or whatever. But it was imminent danger to her, supposedly. But my son shows no sign. But that's messed up because and also they said because they've already went through a death in the family, and they already take care of my other special needs child when my daughter is not special needs. No. But on paper, they say she is. My daughter's not. And I even asked her. Oh yeah, she was mad at me, and she told me she can't believe I said that about her, and I'm like, I didn't. Like, okay. But I asked her straight up because I wanted to know, because that's messed up, because that's perjury, because that's filed into the court, and a judge signed off on it. And they ran with it, and the case is still ongoing. Like, I mean, that right there they could have prevented foster care. They could have. But my daughter's not special needs. And why did they put my son with her if she is the accuser or whatever, like the one that's making the accusations? Like, why would you put my son there and traumatize him even more? She didn't know nothing. When I finally got in the picture, when I found my son where he was, they knew nothing about my kid. They knew nothing. They did not know. They knew his name. That's about it. They didn't know his birthday. They didn't know how he acted. They did not know nothing until and that's when my son's personality started showing, is when I came in. When I popped up on that video screen, my son's face lit up, and he was like, he looked at that provider and he said, I told you my mom was coming. She might be a little bit late, but she's here to get me. And and I'm like, yeah, that's true. I said, because my son knew when something like that was going to happen, I would be right behind him on his heels fighting for him. And I promise, because that's one thing I've always stood with my kids. I'm going to be there no matter what, babies. Whether I'm going to have to be from the sidelines, and my girls know it too. And I'll say it till this day. But my son knew, and that's the first time he talked after being in custody for two months already. He talked that day. So Me and my son got a connection. We do. And I just can't believe people would do this to children. I don't, why take it out on the kids? Don't take,
because most of them don't have kids of their own.
Well, my son's missing his whole senior year because of all this. I mean, he could have been left alone.
So you got these women caseworkers and men caseworkers
that don't even have kids themselves.
Right. I mean, the one caseworker we had, you could point blank tell he was straight up gay.
Oh well, that it's.
Well, I don't know.
Oh man. Well, I've had a case, like there's a caseworker that was on my case, but yet there was the same name, but two different people supposedly, and then come to find out it went down to one, and but my aunt met, but so somebody was playing like the same caseworker that I've dealt with, but wasn't it? Yeah, right. I'm not gonna say no names, but they had an email with the same name, but it was 1 and 2. So they played like there's two of these people when come to find out there wasn't. Because you know what gave it away? She played like she was lesbian, or she was that bi or whatever. A female's lesbian. I didn't know how to say it right, but she liked girls. But then all of a sudden, when she's around my aunt, she's not that way. Wait a minute. The one I met, but yet where's these people at? Kind of find out it was only one playing as two the whole time. And that they did that. This caseworker did that on her own, out of spite against us. But now that the department knew about it, they didn't do nothing. It's a power trip. That's right, it is. And that with this caseworker, it was. And she knew nothing about my case when she came in on it. And she's not even a licensed social worker. She is going through the thing. And it's just crazy. Like the county I deal with, this is a county they've seen me at my worst, they've seen me at my best. They know how I am about my kids. I've never had DFCS in my life, but I've been in front of the Chief Superior Court judge I've been on probation since 2011 in the same county. They've seen me fall down, they see me get up, they see me get right, and they've also seen me make a change. But they also seen I'm all about my children. That's the one thing I'm about, and I made that change for my kids. And my son was at my graduation. My kids were there, and they were my support when I went through this program. So, I mean, that right there is a good thing. I would feel that would be on a good for me in this whole situation, that I have that on me, like that could back me in front of this. Because juvenile court up there, I couldn't tell you nothing. They don't know me because I never had to go to that floor, but everybody else knows me, like at that, and they've seen me make the changes that I need to, and that I'm still holding up. Instead of being a statistic, I become a success story. But now it's like I'm back to being a statistic, because now I'm being judged because of the whole CPS thing. Yeah. And well, I mean, I know what's. Well, I'm one of them parents now that I'll speak out for whoever I need to, because I'll be the voice, and I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. Anybody wants to use me for that, let's run it, bring it. I'm ready, because I'm not afraid. If they want me so bad, tell them to lock me up. That's all I say. If I'm doing wrong, lock me up. I mean, it's that if I'm doing so wrong, because they have tried to get me incarcerated. They even showed up the same day my probation officer was doing his home visit, and my probation officer was PO'd. They showed up unannounced when there's no court order that they can be, that they're, and my probation officer was pissed.
No court order.
So
They can.
That's all, Herbert.
What is that?
Feedback.
Feedback.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, we're at that time.
Okay.
Herbert, feedback.
Feedback.
Where's he at?
Baby.
Where'd he go?
You got feedback.
Oh, okay. That's Herbert. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Herbert talking back. Oh, I didn't. I was wondering why I was talking to myself. Sorry.
And you have like so much stuff in your files that you go through your files and you're looking for things. You're like, what the hell? When did I ever write that?
Yes, all the
What
time.
do you even writing right?
That's what I was doing earlier. I found some stuff that I wrote down from Nancy Schaefer's little thing videos that she had out, and I found that, and I was writing. Yeah, I got a bunch of notes.
Oh yeah, because I went back in my stuff too today, and I
and
was
you'd be
looking back through like all the emails and texts, and I found stuff that I didn't even have that they never deleted, so I screenshotted it.
Look, that's you always backtrack and read and go rescan that stuff again every now and then, because you'd be surprised what you find. I found stuff and I'm like, oh man, that's awesome! Like heck yeah, stuff you didn't even know you had. Well, but that tells you they do shady stuff, because their emails are tied into where they can go back and delete them, but they don't keep. They need to keep a track of their own record. Like they need to count them.
I found one where the caseworker was trying to push me to do what she wanted.
Look, that's the only way I would talk to them, was either through text or email, because I was not talking to them on the phone, because they are, and they. I'm gonna keep, I told them straight up I was gonna keep record of every communication with them, because they were. I'm sorry to say this, y'all, but they were bullshitting me, straight up. So,
right.
And I let them know that from the beginning, and they hated talking to me. Period, because it had to be through email or text.
Danielle, we'll start with you. Last words.
I just tell people, don't give up, and get your kids, protect your kids, and protect everyone else's children. They don't deserve to be put in a messed up facility like that. They don't deserve that. So just keep fighting, y'all. And there's a right. Herbert. Definitely stay away from Albizi. Let me turn my thing off.
Last words, Herbert. We're just getting that tonight.
I was saying, hang in there, because you said I get feedback.
Oh, you're good now.
Oh, okay. So everybody, pay attention. Pay attention to the rules of CPS and try to understand them very well, so you can circumvent them and not become a target of CPS. You want to avoid those people like the plague. And keep your own counsel. For example, if you're going to do something stupid, don't tell nobody. Just do it.
Yes, sir. That's good advice right there. That's some of the best advice I've heard in a long time, actually.
No, the reason why I came up with that, because of the young lady, when she told her, whoever she told, and her aunt turned her in. Oh my God, that's awful.
Yep.
That's awful. So that's why I'm saying, don't tell nobody. Just do it.
Yep. Vincent.
Last words for me. Keep fighting, never give up. And everybody, tomorrow is the last day for voting. Get out there and vote for Trump.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we got to do tomorrow, right? I am, let's see here. This is supposed to be something else, but you know what? Tomorrow is election day. It's very important. It's very, very important that you guys get out there and don't let anybody tell you anything different. Your vote does count. It is important, because you know what? One of your votes needs to invalidate one of the so make sure you all vote tomorrow on the CPS Punisher. We'll see you on election day. Go Donald Trump. Go America. Leave our kids. Get our kids home. Good night,
world getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate. Separate and segregate, don't celebrate. Quite yet the storm is coming, cue for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate the values of our country, and our God is what they desecrate. Fighters ain't no feather weight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate. Then we live liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on the streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour, troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show, it stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, oh, we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, lying out of sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheap. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition. No, I'm gonna start resisting, and then I pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show, it stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. We need you now. One day, one day, one day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show, it stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.